Now then, people, good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe football show. I hope you're all doing well. Smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. You've got two streams back to back. We do have JC from the Fulhamish podcast coming on at 3 p.m. to talk everything Fulham. He was on before when we were talking about Rodrigo Muniz and went down a treat. So I'm going to be welcoming him back. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. We've got 59 likes, 260 odd people watching. If you haven't already, smash a like on the video for me. We're going to be going through all the latest news that we've just heard after the close of the transfer window, and then of course the current squad makeup. No mention of Okafor, or did I miss it? No mention of Okafor, which I also found quite interesting. But when he was asked about injuries, he didn't mention him. So I'm assuming he's okay. Let's hope he's okay, because I'm telling you now, two of our strikers are injured or are doubtful, which would leave us with one striker, none on the bench. I do think both strikers might pull through, but the fact they're a doubt and we've got one, it's worrying, man. Has anyone got Bamford's number? Has anyone got Bamford's number? It's crazy, isn't it, man? But listen, I'm done being annoyed about it. I'm done. They know what they've done. It is what it is. What happened to that 25 million they set aside for a striker? Instead, we got 2 frees and they did fuck all with it, if we're being totally honest. But I don't want to get bogged down on it because I want to be positive, because Leeds United are now, you know, we've got Harry Gray. Dan, you make a good point. But again, it's a bit harsh, innit? But sink or swim vibes, innit? But we've got Fulham. We've got some good games coming up that Leeds United could get points in. Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and of course, Tottenham. So let's just focus on that. He was asked about transfer deadline day and said, look, I'm already focused on the next game. It's fair to say we are not dancing on the table, you know what I mean? We're not messing around. We're not going to be talking about this. We're looking ahead now, because it wouldn't be fair on the squad, right? We've just got to focus on what we've got. And that's what I was trying to say myself in videos after I'd had my annoyance and got my frustrations out. I think we have to move forward, because we can't do anything. We can't do anything. He says, I've got two principles with how I work. One is I like openness and transparency, which he always is open and transparent, to be fair, and name it how I see it. And I speak in general when it is necessary to do as a club. We have such a big fan base. I don't want to navigate around the cliffs. I want to be, straight to the point. Second principle is that once the window is closed, you won't hear one bad comment from me. I'm fortunate enough to work in this business. My job is to adapt to the reality. I don't need to feel sorry for myself. And I have said on a number of occasions that the manager does protect the 49ers a lot. Because if that was, say, Nuno, who's lost his job, if that was Mourinho, they're not being as gentle with their words. But Farke's very much saying, listen, it is what it is. I've got what I've got. I'm not going to throw shade. We move forward as a football club. And that's what you want to hear, right? It did continue. He said, I don't want to say completely different things to say what I said before and say it wasn't the plan. I don't talk BS is basically what he said. I wanted attacking players. I didn't get them. I'm not going to say, oh, no, we never wanted them anyway. But once it's done, you have to adapt to reality. That's what I will do. And that's what we need to do as a fan base. The facts are we've got what we've got. Of course, I'll bitch and moan about it. If we get to the lineup tomorrow and we don't have a recognised striker, then wow. But hey ho. He says, we have to win as many points as possible. I'm fully focused on Fulham. We need to earn the right to stay up. And that's a game where we can hopefully earn that right. Listen, Fulham are chasing the first win. I've watched a lot of Fulham this season. I know it's only been 3 games, but I saw them against Man United, saw them against Chelsea. They were better than Man United in the second half. They were better than Chelsea, although they lost 2-0. One of the goals was chalked off when it was 0-0. I think they're very good. The young lad King in the 10's very impressive. Obviously, they've got Chukwueze, they've got Kevin, Muniz. They have a good side. I really, really rate Calvin Bassey. He's a piece. Joachim Anderson. They're a very good side. Tete, Antoine Robinson, who's been coming off the bench, maybe he's ready to start now after the international break. Fulham and no mugs. It ain't going to be easy. He was then asked about injury news, and he says it's mixed news. He didn't mention Okafor, so that makes me think that Okafor's fit. Otherwise, surely you'd have mentioned him in this exchange. But he said, I can confirm Perry is definitely out for the game due to some problems with his quad. He felt that after the last game against Newcastle, which is frustrating, right? Because obviously, I think they said they did a scan and there was a muscle strain, but he's already had sort of like 10 days. So that's a bit of a worry. He's played against Newcastle. He's had 10 days off and then still going to miss the next 2, you know. Farke said he'll miss the next 2 games. So that's this Saturday and next week against Wolves. So we have to, it's going to be Darlow as well, because he was asked specifically on Darlow. So I think it'll be Darlow. But yeah, he's going to be out for 2. Is it from his kicking? Maybe that's what I was thinking. How has he got an injured calf? I don't know. But yeah, he came injured and now he's got another injury. You can't write it, as Stevens just said in the chat. He said there are a few question marks over Metcha. He got a hit on his foot. We know his injury issues, right? He said, and he missed training yesterday. That's not good, is it? And Pirro has a bruise in his calf. I mean, if it's a bruise in your calf, get a grip. I would say that though for a problem with your quad, but that's just me. But yeah, Metcha, questionable, and Pirro. So you could be looking at a situation where Dominic Calvert-Lewin's starting and we've got Harry Gray on the bench. We're only 4 games into the season. It's not looking good, bruv. He says we will also make a late decision on Tanaka and Ampadu depending on how they react in the next 48 hours. I think he's being coy with that. I think they will be involved. Whether or not Tanaka comes straight in, I'm not too sure, because Longstaff might keep his place alongside Stack, and I do think Ampadu will come straight back in. But I tend to agree with Tyler. I think with a question mark over Metcha, hit on his foot, and Pirro has a bruise in his calf, I think they make the weekend. They've got another day's worth of training. Then we travel to Fulham. I think they play. I do think they will be involved. If I'm being honest, I want to see this guy start. He's our best route to goals, in my opinion. And I want to pull out the DCL. So make it happen. Imagine, Matt. Imagine a world in which he plays 9. Whoa. Mental. Nothing about Gruev, but why would they be? He's been fine. He was asked about Calvert-Lewin specifically. He says the longer he stays fit and is in team training, the more likely it is he gets minutes. He's in contention to play. I think he might start, you know. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin might start. In terms of other injuries, Byram had an elbow to his head in training. He is fine, as is Rodon, because we know Rodon pulled out of international duty. Rodon's also good to go as well. I'm thinking lineup-wise, off the top of my head, Darlow, Bogle, Rodon, Strauch, Goodmanson, Ampadu. I think he'll stay with Longstaff, Stack, James, Nonto. No, I'm going to go Nonto, Okafor, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's what I think we'll have. He was asked then about the goalkeeper situation and a little bit on Meslier and stuff. And he says, I'm quite happy with our goalkeeping squad. I wish I was. I'm not. He came injured. It's unlucky for him and that he's out again. This is about Perry, of course. More happy to have Carl and Ilian with us. Ilian's quality is never in doubt, and how he reacted to a situation was never in doubt. It was tough times for him to lose his spot and shirt number, but I must give compliments to him. He's an absolute professional. And obviously, for him, he's a top quality character. Life can change pretty quick. Happy is on and trains in the best possible condition. He's full of talent. I don't think we'll see Meslier for what it's worth, but he's obviously putting in work. And to be fair to the lad, the last home game, he was there. He wasn't in the matchday squad. He still went and be involved. I don't think he's going to be a nuisance in and around the training ground. Do I think he should have been sold? Yes. He hasn't. It is what it is. So it's not that deep. Don't get angry over it. Unless he starts him, at which point then we go, right, you are the problem here now, Danielle. He was asking about Nonto and more specifically his winger options. Oh, it was more on Nonto actually from Adam Pope. Some of the questioning's pish, but hey ho. He said, yeah, Nonto's still young in age. He's got, he's improving week on week. But he says, there's a lot of them that still have point to proves at this level. He mentioned Dan James, of course, who previously didn't do great in the Premier League. Harrison and Brendan too. I totally back them. I'm going to tell you a funny thing, actually. I was watching From My Left, GOAT podcast, and they were talking about the underrated player in every single Premier League squad. And they actually picked as their most underrated player as Strauch. I found it quite interesting. They reckon he can play to a higher level. They actually backed Jack Harrison as well and said, I know the Leeds fans don't rate him, but yeah. And I just thought it was interesting. Go check it out. Anyway, he was then pivoted and it was asked about improving the doubters wrong, etc. He says, yeah, it's a big motivation for me to do that. But even with new signings, it would have always been a big challenge. He said this, right? He said, we need attacking additions. Without them, we won't wave the white flag. But, we won't wave the white flag, but it's going to be difficult. Do you know what, though? This is the point, though, Jamie, as well, which is a worry because he's not had one shot on target in 3 games. That's not great, is it? That our best winger has not had a shot on target in 3 games. And I think sometimes people look at the way people move and stuff. I don't know what he's actually done. He's carried the ball for periods, but he gets to the man and then what? Cuts inside, shoots through bodies, or loses it. I don't think we've had any decent wing performance, if I'm being totally honest, and that's just my opinion. Best wing performance was when Bogle decided to just go right wing. But like Farke said, they've got to prove me and prove you and prove everybody wrong and start putting up numbers because that's where we're missing. We need an open play goal. Darlow gives me more confidence than Perry. You're lying. You're lying. So in terms of solving problems in January, he mentioned, look, the hard work is the answer. You always get what you invest as a squad. We don't have the best individual quality in the league, which was never up for debate. So we have to be there with fitness, and team spirit is top class. I don't think he really wanted to touch on January. He tends to stay away from it. In terms of Darlow, again, he was asked and he said, look, how Darlow kept his nerve and, at the end of last season and was good in pre-season with a top fitness level. He won't crack under the pressure. We back him. We trust him, which makes me think, why are you talking like you're going to get aggressive? Like, relax, mate. Relax. You're lying to yourself, though. It might be an opinion, but nobody should feel more confident with Darlow in net than Perry. Did you watch the Sheff Wednesday game? Did you watch the set? I don't know why you're talking to me like this, Eva. You don't mug me off. And what? Freak. Anyway, we move. So yeah, Darlow, how Carl kept his nerve and pre-season top fitness level. He won't crack under pressure. We trust him. Man, I don't believe it, Steve. If someone was going to bid, they'd have sold him. You know what I mean? Like, if the fees were there, I don't buy it. But yeah, it could easily make that case. Yeah, fair. Because then what's the point in Alex Cairns, innit? Do you know what I mean? Exactly, bro. It's mad, isn't it? Yo, DJ, you the guy that's on the same points as me, but somehow are at top of my league. I'm well annoyed. Don't worry, mate. We're back this weekend. I can't wait. Mate, the whole window, really, apart from midfield, has been a bit of a farce, you know? So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So we move. Oh, God, let me get this up. Right, next bit then. So that was 10. I can only fit 10 news things here, so let's move it up. Let's move it on. 1 second. The goalkeepers happy with Nonto, proving the doubters wrong, solving problems is January. Darlow. Set piece takers he was asked about as well, right? He says, depends who is on the pitch and the opposition and whether we need in-swingers or out-swingers. Why not just ask about the set-piece coach? Because I think that was the roundabout way to get about it, in my opinion. And why not just ask? We're hearing that you could be employing a set-piece coach. Is there any reason for that? You know, what's the thing? Instead of just saying, who's your set-piece taker? Why? Do you know what I mean? He said it depends on who is on the pitch and opposition and whether we need in-swingers or out-swingers. Can't hide the fact that Stack has been taking them and Harrison and Goodmanson can too. But I won't say ahead of Fulham, as I'm sure they will be listening and we need to keep secrets. I think a better question would have been to ask about the set-piece taker personally. You know, we're hearing you're going to see... listen, I'm not a journalist, but hey-ho, it is what it is. That's what I would do. Did the lack of exits affect squad changeover? And Daniel Farke said lack of exits did not change our plans. We wanted continuity. Yes, everyone was on the same page. We all wanted to have the best possible squad available. Look, I guess what they're saying, Farke's singing from the same hymn sheet as the 49ers. Like I say, he protects them a lot. They did tell us they would spend 105 million in that deck that they sent out to everyone, and they sort of did that. This is just a lot of madness and skullduggery going down. But I do believe, had we have managed to bring in a high-ticket item, that someone might have been sold. I'm not sure who that person would have been, what it would have been, and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, that's where we're at with it. Look, I'm going to pre-record my preview that's going to come out tomorrow. I don't know about the Fulham game. If you could give me 1-1 now, I would take it. The goalkeeper situation worries me massively, because at least with Perry, he's an absolute mountain of a man. He's big, he fills the goals. Although we haven't really been tested, my worry is now whenever they have an effort, it's going in. I think Darlow's on the same level. He's on the same level as Meslier, if I'm honest. I know Meslier made more errors, but I think if you saw the same amount of game time from Darlow, you'd probably get the same amount of errors, maybe. We've seen him just recently against Sheff Wednesday. How that's gone in is beyond me. So the goalkeeping situation worries me big time. And also the lack of the striker issues. Because I think they will be in the squad, but the fact that they're getting niggles, that's a worry, even Pirro for one. But it's more so when it's the names that we know have injury histories. The fact that Perry came injured, now he's injured. Okafor played 60, 70 minutes against Sheff Wednesday, injured. Calvert-Lewin, we haven't had 90 minutes out of yet. Metcher played against Newcastle, injured. Do you know what I mean? And it's like all these, Bornell came in, injured. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't make for great. And I did say, look, I'm trying to focus and move on and forget about it. But when it becomes an issue, you can't help but want to send that anger somewhere. And that anger has to go towards the board to say, what the fuck were you doing? Robbie Evans, what were you doing? Adam Underwood, what were you doing? You know? So it is what it is. Is Farke protecting 49ers or protecting his own job? No, he's just... I'm not saying he's protecting the 49ers. My point is, he's not the manager that would call out any ownership. He didn't do it at Norwich, didn't do it at Mönchengladbach. He won't do it here. Some managers would, is what it is. Darlow made a horrendous error, and now he's a constant liability. Are you nuts? He's made more than one, David. Like, I'm aware of the goalkeeper, Carl Darlow. Just because, like, Carl Darlow makes errors, David. This is what his history will tell you, bro. This isn't just a snapshot. Go look at Darlow errors and you will see throughout his career he has made many errors. What the fuck is someone doing? We can, when it starts to go wrong, we can call them out. Yeah, of course, exactly, Gaza, 100%. All right, Bill, it's just a motorbike of some sort. Popping, pop, 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 pop. Darlow is 1,000 times better in the box than Flapper. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. You make a good point, mate. Every goalie makes errors. Yeah, but there's some that make more, isn't there? Fucking hell, Rich. What we doing here? All right, then. I'm sorry. Darlow doesn't make errors, folks. Darlow's a great keeper. We've got nothing to be worried about because everybody makes errors. So, yeah, forget about it. Don't worry about it, man. War Piglet, every keeper has an off day at Trafford. Is that what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's all good. Forget about injuries because everybody gets injured, and forget about goalkeeping errors because everybody has an errors. So, yeah, what are we all doing here? What are we all doing here? But lineup-wise, Darlow will be in goal. Darlow will be in goal. It's all good in the hood. I don't have faith in that, though. That's okay. I also worry about the striking area. I hope Calvert-Lewin's fit. There you go. It's a madness, mate. It's a madness. But that's it done. What's this? Yeah. Farke said, let them pundits write us off. They say we had the same attackers plus Rutter, Sinisterra and Rodrigo in 2023. We will not be big time. We will stay humble. No big messages. We will look to prove the doubters wrong. Eesh, big up Sly. That same could be said of many top. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, mate. So what we all doing? Why are you getting... So what I would say in response to that then, why are you getting vexed by me saying that? Because everybody does it. Look, you're getting vexed. You called me nuts, but you've just said there's no point in us ever discussing it because keepers make errors, defenders make mistakes, attackers miss. So what's the point? What are we doing here? Why are you sat here? Why are you watching? Why are we debating? Why are we having a conversation? Because it just happens. Life's life. Fuck it. Turn it all off. Do you know what I mean? What are we doing? It's craziness. Yeah, I know. They do, mate. They do. What the fuck is he doing with his bike? Sorry. Yeah, man. Farke's come out swinging. We should go out swinging, and let's see what happens, innit? Let's see what happens. We've got Fulham at the weekend. Listen, I'm back at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock for an opposition preview for JC, so I don't want to keep you too long. We'll talk to JC and see what his thoughts are. But yeah, yeah, exactly. The world's mad. The world's mad, Mason. The world is mad. And as Brick Tamlin would say, loud noises. Peace out. See you at 3. Loud noises.